teacher in the Department of Education, a very proud member of the UFT, because we have always said the UFT is not the leadership. The UFT is the teachers, it's the paras, it's the nurses, it's the people who make up the body of the UFT, and we're always fighting with the unity leadership. Right now, in terms of healthcare, in terms of Palestine, I see him working for Adams, but we're working for the UFT. Now, there is a lot of stuff going on, a lot of threats against teachers for teaching. Basically, as teachers, our job in the classroom is to talk to people about how for 75 years, Gaza has been the world's biggest open prison. But we're not allowed to show our personal preferences in the classroom. All right, that's something that's been there for a while through Vietnam and so forth. But the letter from Chancellor Banks said teachers may not talk about their personal feelings about this issue anywhere on the school grounds. That means not in the lunchroom, not in your prep, not before, not after. That's point one. Point two is worse. That you may not talk about your personal feelings about the issue outside of the school day. So, you guys would come and get me, but I'm retired and I have 10 years, so, come on. But for many, many teachers who do not have tenure, whose jobs could be in a line if they come into the forefront, still many people are doing it. Yesterday we had about 100 people down at the UFT to pass a motion for a ceasefire. It did not pass, but it split the body much deeper than I've ever seen anything go. Now we in my group, Class Struggle Education Workers, are not for the ceasefire, because that would mean stop right now with the Israeli troops in the hospital taking over half of Gaza, pushing the Gaza people into the desert, into the Sinai. We are for a Palestinian and Hebrew united workers' struggle, because there are many in Israel as well, and people who do not want to be part of a Zionist state. And I want to tell you, one of the big lies that is going on around here is anybody who protests Palestine has got to be an anti-Semite. Something like that. They're just trying to intimidate you. They are anti-Zionism. Zionism is not anti-Semitism. The Jewish people throughout the world have been victims and are not fundamentally, for the most part, committed to living in a garrison state in the Middle East. Many of them were victims of the Holocaust, and they could not come to the United States, which forbid them to come in, and many other countries of Europe. So they came to Israel. The problem is, when you have two groups of people occupying the same land, you really can't solve it unless you have socialism. Because if you have two states, which state is the stronger? Which one controls the fuel? Which one controls the land? Which one has the biggest army? So that idea has gone down the way, and we see what we need is a revolution not only in Gaza, in Israel, but throughout the Middle East. And we can't forget the U.S. role. Yesterday at the demonstration at the UFT, the colleagues were saying, Michael Mulgrew, what's the second?
You can't hide.
Michael Mulgrew, you can't hide. You are funding genocide. Well, I thought we usually say U.S. you can't hide. You are funding genocide, which is also true. But in fact, the UFT coffers are going into Israeli bonds and to support Israel. So we have a fight inside our union for our students, for our teachers, and the right to express their opinions and teach. That's what we're there for, and they are now being threatened. So thank you very much. If you have any other questions, I'll be here.
right, now we're going to hear from two Charlies.